Hello and welcome to my craft room. My name's Dawn and I'm making videos as I try to work through the many projects I have bought over the years and try to get some sort of order to my craft room. So this week I didn't get a lot of crafting done over the weekend as it was my niece's wedding, which was a lovely day. Weather couldn't have been better, but I have finished something which I'll show you in a bit, but I've now decided that it's not all about making the projects, it's about organising the room as well. So today I'm going to try and organise all my part balls that I have got of leftover yarn, mainly double knit, and I've decided to sort them out into colours, because I think that might be easier to manage and come up with ways of using some of it up. So I'm just going to show you a bit of video of me trying to sort it out. Hello. So this is how it's stored at the moment, and I just keep shoving more and more balls into it. I think I've got another box full of wool as well, so I'm going to have to have a look and see where that is. But I've been getting the family to save me bags when they order things, so I have lots of bags like this one, and when my husband orders golf stuff from Druids, I pinch the bag. I do have some large freezer bags, so my plan is to sort it into colours and then store the colours in the bags. So I'm going to start sorting that out now. I've been at this a little while now, and I've got bags of colours. I've got 2 bags of white so far. Clearly I've got quite a lot of that. I've got nearly a whole bag of blue, and I thought I was doing really well, and then I've come across this. So I think that's going to take me a little while to untangle, and it may just get to the stage where I just cut my losses and cut it out, but I'll see how we go. So I've now sorted it. I did persevere and I didn't cut out the tangle, but it's a bit surprising how much yarn I've actually got. So I've got 2 bags of white and cream, a bag of pink, a bag of purple, a bag of red, a bag of yellow, brown, this one's grey, black and orange, green, obviously use quite a lot of green, and 2 bags of blue. So I'm planning on trying to keep them in the bags, and then as I need a colour I won't have to scramble through the whole box. I'll be able to find that colour and take what I need. I also decided that where I've done a project and I had yarn left over, that I was putting all of them together so that I know that they're all the same dye lot and same yarn, because once the band's off then you don't have a clue what it is. So I've got quite a bit of that one, so I put that one all together. So now all I need to do is find something that I can do to use up some of this. I don't really need any more blankets, but as I was sorting through this, I remembered that I had some books for gnomes, crocheted gnomes. So I'm going to see if I can find those, because I think that use up bits and pieces of colour, and I can just use whatever I've got. So I'm going to have a look at those, and if I can find them, then I'll show them to you. So I have found the books. So I've got 3 gnome books. There's this one, which is the Flower and Garden edition. I particularly like this little sunflower one down there. That's quite cute. And then I've got some winter ones. And I think this is my favourite book, the spring edition. And I do think that I can get quite a bit of my yarn used up by doing some of these. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with them once I've crocheted them. But oh, that one's an Easter Bunny one. A bit late for this year, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do some of those. But while I was looking for them, I also found the book that I had for crocheted wreaths all through the year, and again I thought that might be an idea of how to use up some of the yarn that I've got. There's that Christmas one, lots of pom-poms on that. I've got a friend that makes pom-poms, so yeah, so I thought I'd have a look at some of them and see what I can find, and use up some of the yarn, because now that I've sorted it all, it doesn't all fit into the box. So I'm gonna have to use some of it up, but I think it'd be easier to use up because I won't go rummaging around the box and create a tangle like I had done. And if I need yellow yarn, then I just go to the yellow bag. So I'm hoping that's going to work anyway. As far as other finished projects I've got, I've actually started quite a lot this week but not finished much. I cut out this, it's going to be like a big bag, but this material is horrible and it frayed so much just from cutting it out. So I had to get my overlocker out and go around all the pieces. So the pieces are slightly smaller than what they're meant to be, because I have had to overlock it all. And I don't know why, but I've got 2 of those kits. I don't even know why I bought 2. So I've got another one that I've still got to cut, but I'm not enjoying that very much. So it's cut out, but that's as far as it got. These bits for the pockets were fine because that's just normal cotton, but yeah, it's not great, that material. So I'll keep looking at it and then doing something else. So I have now, I'm going to say it's finished. It's not quite. I've got 6 ends to sew in, but this was a blanket that I did for just using up my yarn, really. It's an Attic 24 pattern, and I think this one is June. I'll put the link in the description. I've done quite a few of Attic 24 patterns. They're really easy. It's just generally 2 rows and then you change colour. This one obviously had set colours when it first came out, but I thought no, I'm going to use it to use up some of the colours that I've got. And it's been sat there and I just needed to sew in the ends, because obviously if you're only doing 2 rows every time, there's quite a lot of ends. So I'm not going to be able to show you the whole blanket, but it is now finished apart from 6 ends where I've done the border. And I did my favourite border, which is really easy, but it creates like a little flower. So it's just a slip stitch and an English treble stitch all the way around. It creates like a little flower. So that is finished. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now that it's finished, but it's one more thing off the list of work in progress that I've got. We've got a raffle coming up, I think, at church, so I might well donate it to the raffle, possibly, and then it will be gone. And then the other thing I have been doing is another one of my quarterly mystery parcels, and this one was for a mini squares pouch and needle case from Sew Motion. I had real problems with the zip. I don't like zips, and so in the end I did it my own way rather than have a tag. I just did it. So it struck me as I was doing this that it is really quite a weird hobby, because you start with a lovely piece of material which you then cut up and then sew back together to make another piece of material, but keeps me quiet. So this was a method that I hadn't done before. So you cut out 2.5-inch squares and laid them all on fusible interfacing, and ironed it to create a piece of fabric, and then you just sewed the seams, or a seam in between each square, and then just trimmed the seam off from the back, and then it had the top part which I used some of my stitches on my machine to decorate. And if I can open it, I did have a bit of a problem with the zip because I top stitched it and then they were top stitched too close, and I don't think I've solved the issue yet. Am I going to be able to open it? It looks unlikely at the moment, so I may have to fiddle with that a bit. But inside is a little needle case. There we go. Inside is an attached needle case, so that you don't lose them, and there is 2 pockets inside there as well, one this side and then one that side. So I finished that as well, but I'm going to have to do something with that top, because as I say, I did top stitch it, but that didn't go so well. Maybe if I just iron it down, that'd do it. But yeah, so that's another project finished, another box removed from the room. Yeah, so what's on schedule for next week, I'm not really sure. We're going away for 3 nights to Dorset, which will be really nice. So I'm at the moment thinking about what I'm going to take. I have basted all the pieces for my next honey cross block of the month, so I think I'm probably going to take that, and I think I'm going to take some knitting. I had this, just grab it. This was a pattern that I purchased off of Love Crafts. It was a downloadable one, and it's a striped cardigan. The colours aren't very good on that because the ink's running out on the printer, but I bought this possibly 6 years ago, maybe a bit longer, because that was before I'd started crocheting, and I think it's going to be quite easy, because it's just plain knit and purl. There's no pattern on it, but these are the colours. So the majority of it is a navy blue, and then there's the stripes in the green, the pink and the yellow. Yeah, green, pink and yellow. So I'm thinking of taking that, because that's not going to need an awful lot of concentration to do, and it is just stripes, and it's done on circular needles. So I found out my circular needles to be able to do that. So I think that's what I'm going to take along with my English paper piecing, just for in the evening, if because we tend to have a meal at lunchtime and then go back to wherever we're staying and just chill and have a drink, and not go anywhere. So it's nice to have something in the evening just to do. So yeah, so we're there for 3 weeks. I do have a video that will be going out next week about a very, very special make that I've now completed. So that will be ready to go while I'm away. So in the meantime, have a fantastic week. Enjoy the weather if you're in the UK and we're having this mini heat wave, and happy crafting. If you've liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and there's also the details to my Instagram account at the end of the video. Thank you, and see you next week. Bye.